Anyway, so I bought this.
What is that?
It's a mug.
What are you drinking?
I was just about to talk about this. So I bought a coffee creamer, which I normally don't do creamers because I don't know. I don't usually like them. But I bought a Dunkin' vanilla coffee creamer to put in my coffees, and this
Oh,
is the first time I'm tasting it.
how is it?
It's it's not great.
I mean, it's vanilla flavored, right?
Yes,
So does it taste vanilla-y?
it tastes vanilla-y, yes. But I don't know. It's not my favorite.
I mean, what do you get from Dunkin'
I like
usually?
that good caramel, you know? The good
Oh, you
caramel
should have
flavor of
just you
Dunkin'.
should have just found one of
Well,
those.
I told you that I was in CVS doing my shopping today because I didn't want to go in the shop, right?
Oh, right.
And in the CVS, the only coffee creamer that they had from Dunkin' was the vanilla flavored. So
Right.
here I
Right.
am.
Here I come, I am cinnamon.
Anyway, we're in the middle of the podcast. In case you didn't know, you definitely knew, right? Come on.
We're not in the middle.
Well, we're actively recording, so
Oh, well, we're in the beginning. This is the prelude.
hello
The
everybody.
prologue.
The pro. Oh my God, do you like a good prologue? How do you feel about
I
them?
don't care actually about prologues. I just think like the novel is started. It doesn't matter if they call it a prologue or not. The novel has started.
But yeah, usually, but like a prologue is usually not centering the main character. So you like chapter one starts with the main character. Typically, the
Well,
prologue is something else
yeah, but it's
to
about the
like
no it's not
prelude the
like
novel. Yeah.
yeah, but it's not like they're talking about their shopping list. Like the
Oh,
author isn't giving us information outside of the novel. The author's giving us information within the novel. So if the
yeah.
novel has started, I don't really care about prologues, epilogues. Just be like beginning, middle, end. Simple.
Okay. Well, slay.
Easy breezy, beautiful. Like if they want to put it, I'm not gonna be like, ugh, a prologue. I'm just gonna be like, all right, like it's just
A
I'm good.
prolapse.
I'm good. Oh,
Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the What Did the Gays Think podcast. We haven't recorded one of these in how long?
well,
More than a
there's
month.
three episodes of the new pod, which came out bi-weekly.
No, it came out weekly.
Oh, those came out weekly?
The Underqueer review? Yeah, they came out 3 weeks in a
Slay.
row.
Okay, so then there was at least a week in between that and the start of it. So what, like 5 weeks.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
But I am your co-host, Matt, and today with me I have my senpai, Pat. How you doing, Pat?
Uh, I also went food shopping today.
Okay, how was that?
Awful.
Mm.
The Walmart is basically how you describe the shop, right? It's always packed, it's always filled. Every day of the
You're
week, there's
always
always
put.
people.
You gotta fight people to get through those aisles. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like that, but I found eggs. Actually, there hasn't been an egg problem around me.
I thought they were just. I didn't think it was an egg shortage. I thought it was just eggs are expensive now. Isn't that the thing
It's
that people are complaining
it's
about?
both because eggs are
Ah.
sourced locally. So if
Mm.
your local like farm or egg producer had to cull a lot of their chickens and hens because of the avian flu thing, there's
Mm.
an egg shortage, and then they have to ship the eggs in, which means there's a premium on them.
Oh, I see. I haven't had a problem finding eggs so much so as, yeah, perhaps eggs are a little bit more expensive.
Yes, they certainly are. I can't believe we're here.
What do you
I
mean?
feel I can't believe we're here. It's been so long. There's so much to talk about. I have a new phrase.
Oh, okay. What's your new phrase?
So the other day, something really great, something I really enjoyed happened, or I did something that I really liked, and I said, "Oh, I felt that for me." Like, "Ooh, I felt that for me." I feel this for
Okay.
us.
I love that.
We
I
deserve
feel
this.
this for us.
Yeah, I feel this for us. We deserve
You
this.
know, we
Let's get
have
into it.
the fact that if we can go a month without doing this podcast and we just like are like itching to get back into it and just have so
Yeah,
much to talk about. I love.
yeah.
I live for
So
it.
itchy. I need that powder.
There's so many things that we need to talk about, but first, let's get personal. So I mean, how have you been, Pat, over the last month? Like personally, what's up with you?
Great. This year's off to a great start, and that's not sarcasm, sweetie.
Mm,
That is not sarcasm. This year's off to a lovely premiere
mm.
subscription plus premium battle pass start.
Um, what is one good thing that has happened to you in the last
Uh,
month? Or like one good, like, it doesn't have to be an event, but like, one good general
Well,
thing.
yeah, I mean, I feel good.
Nice.
You ever just feel good throughout the day and you're like, wait, this
No.
isn't normal?
No, I do. And you know what? I meant to talk about this. I meant to bring this up to you and Jackie, but like, since I started
Mm,
doing this routine thing, I have this new
mm.
app. All right, everyone on the podcast, I don't know if I've talked about this. I have this new app.
Mm.
It's called Routinery. And I have also figured out that I have a mild form of ADHD. So this routinery app has been really, we're not sponsored by them, by the way, has been really keeping me on track
Yeah.
in terms
Yeah.
of like doing daily tasks and like setting up routines and keeping me like a productive person. This is the first time in years I've felt like a normal functioning human being. And I'm not medicated, by the
We
way.
Well, hey, that there's nothing wrong with being medicated
I'm
though.
not saying that there is. Since I have a mild case of ADHD, they didn't want to medicate me because there are certain
Right.
side effects that they said that it would be better to try behavioral tactics. So I'm trying behavioral
Yeah.
tactics, and I feel like a fully functioning human being for the first time in years. What were you gonna
I love that.
say?
I love it. I love it. It
Mm.
sounds great. I'm happy to hear that.
It is great, which is why my 2023 is off to also a great start. So I'm glad we're both
Yeah,
on the same page.
yeah, I mean besides like I recently bruised my thumb.
No, no.
Besides
How about?
that, I volleyball.
Yeah, well, you haven't told the podcasts.
Oh, listener, my listener, they know who they are. The one specific listener I'm talking to, they know who they are.
Mm.
I am trying out for the volleyball team tomorrow, the Gotham Gay League, whatever. It's not called the Gotham Gay League, but it's a LGBTQ queer Gotham volleyball, whatever.
Mm. Like
So
Gotham
tomorrow,
City?
yeah, I don't
Okay.
know where the name comes from, I guess.
Gays
But
love
we
Batman. I
are.
don't know.
Oh my God, I really love Nightwing. Oh.
Mm.
Um, I I'm trying out for the Division 10 and 11 team, which is the lowest division, because
Yeah.
I'm not good at anything. So we're
Well,
gonna
you
see what
you
happens.
could be. You just gotta get
Well,
better.
during the pre-tryouts, I wasn't terrible, and the ball I received a ball with an underhand hit, and it just slammed right into where the thumb connects to the hand in that little joint,
Mm.
and then it hurt. And the next day it was like a little red. The next day it just turned kind of brown, like bruisey brown black color. It looked like I almost had a tan, but only on my thumb.
Oh. Oh.
Don't know what that
Interesting.
was about, but I'm all better now.
That's good. Did you have to put like a little what do you call it? A little sling over it or
Oh, I
something?
do have one. I had one from
Hmm.
before because I've done this before to my thumb.
Oh, not from playing volleyball though.
No, my younger brother twisted it and really sprained it one day, so I had to get a little splint for it.
Oh, I see. Splint, that's what it's called. The sling is for your
Yeah,
arm. Yes, yes.
yeah. My younger brother is he's got big meaty hands,
Oh,
so he just fucking
big
breaks
meaty
people's
claws.
big meaty claws. Yeah. So I'm doing volleyball.
And are you, well, I was gonna say are you enjoying it, but I guess you haven't tried
Well,
out
oh,
yet.
well, sweetie, during the pre-tryout, I was living.
Nice.
I oh, I lived, I laughed, I loved. I hadn't sweat that much in forever. I haven't moved that much in forever. My body was broken.
Mm?
I told one of the people I met there, this very attractive man, this specimen of a human, this beautiful man who I can't remember his name or anything about him.
Sounds
Besides the
right.
fact that he was beautiful. We were talking, and I was like, "You do this?" And he's like, "No, I don't really. I've never really played. It's my first time trying out for things." I was like, "Yeah, me too. I think I'm gonna wake up like broken glass tomorrow." And he just starts laughing, and I was like, "I got him to laugh. Oh
Oh,
yes, oh
yes.
yes, I still got it, baby."
Glass bones
So
and paper skin.
I can cry myself to sleep every night.
Anyway. No, I'm glad for you. And I am excited to hear that you made the team, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the tryouts. So, yes, I will report back next
Oh God.
episode.
My phone is speaking to me. Hang on one second.
Siri, is that you?
No, no, it's my routine app yelling at me. All right, we're gonna pause you. Quiet down.
That app you were just praising, now it's yelling at you.
Yeah, because I'm technically in the middle of a routine right now, but we're here recording the
Sucking
podcast.
dick and cock?
Sucking dick and cock.
Mm.
But let's talk about some somber things, some not great things that have happened.
Why? Why do we have to
Well,
do that?
Listen, because this is an outlet for me to not only be like, yes, things are going great, but also to vent about things that are not going great.
Okay, let's hear it. What's your
So
number one bad thing?
I'm in the tech industry, right?
Mm.
And if anyone listening is also in the tech industry, they will know that there have been some layoffs recently
Mm.
for lots of different tech companies. It seems like most tech companies are like laying off like 5 or 10% of their workforce right now, or like somewhere in between. And there's like a lot of discourse right now about whether or not they actually need to lay off this like amount of people in order to save money, or if it's just they're doing it because everyone's doing it and it's pleasing the investors.
Right.
Um, and it's not great because when you have kind of a lot of people and they're all doing the same thing, they'd call it herd mentality. Sorry, herd
Erd, Erd,
herd mentality.
Gerblinger.
Herd, herd happy.
Gerblinger.
What is that from? I know that reference. What the fuck is
Schitt's
that
Creek.
from? Oh yeah,
She's like crab apple. You'll remember the name. Herb Gerblinger.
Herb. Yes,
Being
yes.
a Highlander.
Freaking Moira. I don't like this though.
No.
I don't like that everyone's just kind of doing the same thing because they think they're seeing everybody else do it and it's pleasing investors. It's making stock prices go up. So they decide to lay off all these people and these people are without jobs.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you're at the club and everyone's doing K and you're like, well, I guess I got to do it too.
That is not really what I
I'm trying to lighten it up a little bit for the people. Don't get too sad. Well, I never realized this. You're one of those gay tech bros. That's so cool.
Gay tech bros?
Yeah. I love that.
I don't want to be a tech bro, but a gay tech bro, I don't know, bros.
Bros.
Anyway, I survived the layoffs, but who knows if there's going to be more in the future. It's been a sad week at work, but I'm glad to be here talking with you. It's making it better.
I'm glad too. Do you want to hear my depressing thing?
Yeah, sure.
Let me think.
When you said that, I thought you ment
I don't have one in the chamber.
Depressing. You don't have one in the chamber?
Hold on. Is it gauche to say nothing?
You're shooting blanks. You're firing blanks.
Well, I don't want to get anyone pregnant. But okay, so I think the only thing that's really like upsetting recently was probably I mean, I saw that dead bird. For people who were no one knows. I guess only you and Jackie really know. I was walking to my car in the parking lot behind my building one day, and there was something on the ground that looked very interesting. So I went to like lean over and take a look, and what I saw was half of a bird's head with part of the beak and organ / tissue / brain just left on the wayside in a little pile of feathers.
That could brain matter.
And we have a lot of like wild cats around here. So I'm assuming it's one of those feral bitches.
Get your head in the game.
There. Gotta get you. That bird needs to get its head because he left it on the floor. No! So I guess it's a portent of nefarious things on the horizon. It just hasn't come yet.
Do you think so you think it's a bad omen to see this dead bird?
I mean, I love birds, and I've seen a lot of dead birds in my life, and I hate it every time.
Okay. But we don't think this is like the universe sending a sign that there are bad things to come.
It could be. I'll let you know. Maybe next week I'll lose my head and my organs be splayed out on the parking lot.
Well, wasn't that one of your New Year's resolutions to be splayed out on the side of the road?
That's different, honey. You know how that's different. That guy at Volleyball could splay me out. That man at Volleyball could have it all.
You could have had it all.
He could have had it all. Put that fucking volleyball up my ass.
Oh, okay. Where would all the air go?
I'd fart it out.
All right, we're gonna spill it to you. All right, ready?
Yeah.
This new Velma show. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. So what are we gonna talk about?
I don't know because you know more about like this pop culture stuff than me. So I was gonna ask you, why do people hate the show?
Okay, I think it's because we talked about this a little bit. I think it was twofold. A long time ago when it was first announced and it was shown that Velma was gonna be a woman of color, there was initial backlash just on that fact.
Yeah.
Your phone she's yapping. She's got something to say.
All right, you gotta be quiet. I'm gonna close.
Silencing women. Silencing women.
It's a robotic voice. It's AI.
So, I think there was very initial backlash. I didn't get too invested in that, so I don't know how deep it went, but I do know there was some posts like, they're all white. Why are they not? Whatever.
Mm.
But then when it came out, I think people saw the comedy and didn't think it was funny. So Scooby Doo, for people who don't know, is about a gang that solves mysteries with a dog, and they're usually really campy, funny mysteries. Like, oh my God, the mayor dressed up as a ghost to scare people off of his property that he's rebuilding on, so he can get money. And we unveil him, we take off the mask, and there he is. And then, Scooby eats snacks, and Shaggy gets high, and that's it. Uh, this is a reimagining with Velma pre-making the mystery gang in like high school. There's like murder, there's violence, and the humor is more adult themed, but it's also like I think it's a little bit tone deaf, some of the humor. For example, there's a scene where Velma is having a panic attack and someone kisses her to stop the panic attack, and it works. There's also a scene where she's having a panic attack and the man she's talking to on the phone, which I think may be Shaggy, confesses his love for her. She goes, "You really think it's appropriate when I'm having a panic attack to confess your love to me?" Which is valid, but then she's like, "Oh wait, I think it's working. You have to keep telling me all these things that I don't want to hear. You have to keep like traumatizing yourself by professing your love for me and me shutting you down so I can feel better." I don't know. I haven't watched it. I could be completely wrong, but just looking at the comments I've seen, the articles about it, the scores on like Rotten Tomatoes and shit, or critic websites, it's not giving share, it's not giving season, it's barely giving Velma apparently because the character is totally not because it's like it's almost as if they took the names of the characters, put them on new characters with new personalities, and then just called it Velma.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a reboot, remake. I don't know, one of those words.
Reimagining, maybe.
Reimagining. I mean, sometimes characters change between these different sagas, but to completely change the personality of a character, I don't know. It's kind of like using the nostalgia of Scooby Doo in order to gain views, but then have it be a completely different show. Seems a bit weird.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was something to it. Like there are merits in taking well-known properties and changing the location, changing the time period, changing one facet, two facets about it, but you still have to have something there that connects it to the original source material, just so you can still call it Scooby-Doo or Velma or whatever. If it's so divorced from the original source material, just call it something else, make a new show. Like you don't need this pre-existing sort of canon that you're not even going to rely on in any way. I'm pretty sure Fred is like a womanizer and like a dumb womanizer in the show. Which Fred was always kind of a dumb womanizer, but it wasn't insidious. It wasn't evil.
Right.
It was more just stupid. I think in the show it's a little more like
Was it giving Brock from Pokemon vibes?
originally he was like in the old shows it was more Brock from Pokemon, but I think now it's more like current white man who doesn't see the error of his ways kind of
Oh, like
thing. I don't know.
actual like predator type behavior kind of thing. I don't like that.
Yeah. I don't like it either. So I don't know if I'm gonna watch it because right now I have so much going on in my life.
Oh my god. I'm probably not going to watch it either. Given the bad reviews and given what I know about the show so far, I don't think I'm going to watch it for now. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll have a season 2 and it's better, or maybe it'll get canceled.
Although it was like HBO Max's like #1 streamed animated show.
Yeah, because everyone probably wanted to watch it to shit on it. I mean,
Or to see if it was bad, and then they proceeded to shit on it.
yeah. I mean,
I'm shitting on it.
it probably by itself generated views because it is a Scooby Doo like related.
What's New Scooby Doo? That show killed me. I love it, and I love the baby Scooby Doo ones. What was the baby one when they were
Oh
all
yeah,
younger?
yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name though.
Remember Baby Looney Tunes, Tiny Toons?
I do. I used to watch that actually.
When I stay home from school and no one was home, I would watch
That's
it.
right. That was on.
Yeah.
But also speaking of nostalgia, because I wanted to talk about this a little bit, like getting nostalgic value within media or games. I'm specifically
Fire
going
Emblem?
to yes, I'm going to transition to
Yeah,
Fire
yeah.
Emblem. Yes. All right, Fire Emblem Engage. We both got it. We're both playing it. I'm a little bit not as far in the story as you are. I'm on like chapter 8 or something.
Oh yeah.
How? Okay, here's what I'll say. I like the art style.
Oh yeah.
Some of the 3D models I don't know how I feel about because they've kind of transitioned a little bit into uh, 3D models, which I think they had that in Fire Emblem Three Houses as well.
Yeah, they did. They did.
But I think they still had 2D sprites though for some of the conversations, right? Or what? Am I wrong about that?
I think. Oh yes, they did. I think for some of like the uh like I think so. I don't. I
I
think
don't.
they did.
I don't. Here's what I'm gonna where I'm going on the topic. They turned some of the original characters from Fire Emblem that used to have 2D sprites into 3D sprites, and I don't like how some of them look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Specifically so far, I mean, I haven't been too far into the game, but I don't like the way Micaiah's sprite looks. I don't know what it
Oh,
is about
the
it, but she
yeah.
didn't translate well into 3D for me. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's the eyes. Her eyes are a lot bigger in 2D. They were more emotive, more expressive. And that art style in Radiant Dawn was just different.
Mm,
It was vastly different.
it was, and even though I haven't made it to the park where Ike actually enters the game, but I've seen his 3D sprite. Even that looks better than the Micaiah sprite.
Yeah, I think that's because we have a little more exposure with Smash Bros.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah, how
Um,
how do you feel about the game?
I feel well, I was apprehensive when I first played it or first got it because I was like, I don't like this whole rings thing. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like it. I think it's like I don't care about Marth. I don't care about Lucina. I don't care about these characters. And besides, can we be honest? Can we be real, 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 real? I don't think I've really enjoyed the main character of a Fire Emblem game since Path of Radiance Radiant Dawn.
Oh yeah, Ike is a solid main character.
Even like Micaiah, I was like,
Oh, I love
because
my
you play through multiple parts in the second one.
yeah.
It's great, but like I'm thinking about Awakening. Was it Heroes? Family? Dynasty? What is that?
Fates.
Fates? Family. Uh,
Family.
Awakening, Fates, Three Houses, and now this one. It's because they're you're not you basically are the you've become the main character. You get to
Mm-hmm.
rename them. You insert yourself into the narrative. And I don't like that because the main character tends to lose a lot of personality because the game wants you to identify with this one so strongly. So
Yeah.
they only give you sort of breadcrumbs of stuff, whereas all the other characters can be much more fleshed out. Whereas with Ike and Micaiah, you are not the main character. You are just watching a
No.
story being played out. You get their history, you get their motivations, and you can choose to whether like them or dislike them. And I don't like the main character, Alir, I think is his name,
Yeah.
her name, their name. You know, spoiler alert, your mom dies really early on, which is not surprising for a Fire Emblem game. You're
Oh
always
yeah.
losing your
Yeah.
parents. So that is like some sort of tragic catalyst. But given the fact that he has amnesia, which happens a lot in these fucking games,
Mm.
amnesia, the main character, is kind of like an empty vessel. I love the side characters though. These are the most fun. Who is calling me? Sorry. These are like the most fun side characters since like Path of Radiance Radiant Dawn for me.
Hmm.
And I did like the remake Echoes. I like those two characters like Celica and whatever his name
Isn't
was.
it Alm or something?
Yeah,
Alm.
I like them, but these side characters are great, and I'm so invested in them, and I love them. But back to the actual nostalgia factor of the rings, I've gr- I like the mechanic. I like how in depth the
Mhm.
mechanics are with the rings. How you gain abilities based on the rings you have. You can inherit those abilities, swap rings. You can have bond rings that just give simple stat boosts.
Mhm.
You can have engraved powers on, like, you can change your weapon power a little bit. Like, there's a lot of detail going in, and I like that. I don't think we necessarily needed Marth to actually show up in a personified form.
Mhm.
I think it could have been like, this ring represents Marth, and you get his abilities when you wear it, but we didn't actually have to see Marth. I don't know.
Yeah, they're just playing again. They're playing on the nostalgia factor, and honestly, I don't like it.
Oh,
I mean, it's kind of fun. Like, oh yeah, look, an old character coming back, but like, I they're like inserting them into the story and like giving them dialogue that influences the actual story. I'm like, I don't care about these characters anymore. These characters have their own games. Leave them to their own games.
also because some of the characters, like some of the rings, well, because some Fire Emblem games don't even exist in America. Some were never ported, and some were ported, but it's been so long. Like, who remembers Leaf and Lynn?
Oh,
I don't. I don't know who the fuck they are. Roy? Like, I know Roy from Smash Bros. I didn't play Roy's game. I didn't
No.
even play Marth's game. Because either they didn't get ported, or they were so long ago before I even knew Fire Emblem was a thing.
Oh, and not only that, but most of these older characters, like you said, like before, like Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, and beforehand, you were following a character that already had a predetermined personality, had a predetermined
Yeah.
backstory. They kind of had their own personality. But when they ported them over to this game, where they brought them into this game,
Oh.
you kind of take their personality away in order to make them kind of this amorphous, like almost godlike figure.
Yeah, they contribute nothing. Like Marth has probably the most dialogue just because like he's the first ring you get.
Yeah.
But like it's not relevant almost. And
Mm.
I'm on chapter I think I'm dicking around 14 or 15. I'm doing a lot of skirmishes.
Mm-hmm.
And all I have to say is like the plot ain't plotting.
We've seen this plot before, right? Like the
Oh, every fucking game. It's like an evil god or dragon comes back after being defeated, Wendy Williamsing
Wendy
around.
Williams.
We've
That's you know
seen
what
it.
I sing Three Houses some praise a lot because I liked Three Houses a lot. They
Yeah.
had a really different plot, I think, and
Oh, I agree.
it was unique, and that's what I liked about it. This feels like a game I've played 1,000 times before, um, and
Yeah.
not even the rings is a different mechanic for Fire Emblem. Like you have to go around and collect these 12 rings, but like I've already played we gotta collect the 7 Chaos Emeralds, we gotta collect this, we gotta collect that. This game mechanic has been so overdone.
Yes.
I
I mean,
gotta
I will.
collect all these items to save the world. It's
Yeah.
so overdone.
I do like the mechanic of the rings in terms of the skills and abilities, but the
Yes, yes.
actual sort of you know, MacGuffin that they are, like the super powered thing. I'm playing on normal classic. You're playing
Mm,
on hard classic.
yes. Mm.
Normal classic, fucking I am deep dicking the whole enemy team. I am leaving them dead in the field. Like the only time I even require the time travel mechanic, which is another thing that I hate in these games. Only time I need the time travel mechanic is when I'm doing like a skirmish or paralog and I'm not paying attention and I'm fucking around for fun and I'm like not paying. It's like it's not a story mission that I care about. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit, someone got nicked. All right, let me turn back time.
I will say on hard classic it is hard.
Okay, good because this
um,
normal classic is nonsense.
hard classic, it's hard. The skirmishes are harder than the chapters themselves.
They are though that is true. That is true. Yes, yes.
So I go into these skirmishes and I'm like almost dying most of the time, and I have to use that time travel mechanic repeatedly because you have to be really strategic in those skirmishes on hard
Oh yeah,
classic.
yeah.
It's rough out here.
They are tough. But what do you think about what do you think about I don't know, like is this like a good progression from Three Houses? Is this like a good step up? Like is it different enough to warrant like success? Is it better in some ways? Like how does it compare to the most recent entry?
Mm. I don't know if it's a step up.
Mm.
I would say maybe it's a step to the side or even a step downward from Three Houses because I'm sorry, I was much more invested in the Three Houses lore, and like
Mm.
everything about that game because it just seemed so extensive. You could play 3 different storylines, which is good and bad in its own way.
Yeah.
But I felt like there was a lot more lore. I was more invested in the characters. It was a different game, so it felt new. And then this one just
Mm.
felt like I'm almost playing Awakening again, I feel. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I can't remember what the idea of the Fell Dragon being the antagonist. I'm pretty sure there's been a Fell Dragon or Fell God before in a different Fire Emblem game. So I'm like, this is
Hmm.
legit the same thing. But also, for Three Houses, it was like that first half when you're at the school, and the second half being so distinctly different. I liked that idea. I liked the school mechanic. It was pretty cool, although it did get a little repetitive. But also just like how the plot was laid out in Three Houses was more of a slow disclosure of what really was going to be the actual plot, the end game plot.
Oh
This one,
yeah.
you know from the fucking beginning. Fell Dragon's coming back, get the rings, kill it. And I'm like, that's cool, but like there's no subtlety here. There's no like I mean there are like story progress, but not in any way that feels,
There's no depth
I
to
don't
it. It doesn't feel like there's anything like happening in the
yeah.
background or like, in Three Houses there was always some like mysterious force in the background that was potentially moving things along or like mysteries that you had to solve or to figure
Yeah.
out. But in this game it doesn't really feel like that. I mean, we haven't finished the game, so who knows? Maybe there is a plot twist coming up. Who
I
knows?
mean, how many chapters could it be? I don't know how many chapters it is.
Uh,
How about this? I'm gonna Google how many chapters it is without trying to spoil myself.
okay.
Because I'm on chapter 14. How many chapters are in Fire Emblem Engagement? It's about divorce,
Engagement.
babe.
It's
It's
about
about
divorce.
divorce.
Fire Emblem Divorce, babes.
Okay, it's 26 chapters. I'm more than halfway through now. I'm just over the halfway hump.
Mm.
And I'm like, girl, these better be some fucking big ass fire. Like, this better be some shit happening in Fire Emblem Engage in these last chapters. Because, honey,
I honestly, I really hope there's a plot twist coming up somewhere that completely changes the storyline because this seems so basic, so like normal. I don't know.
yeah, I think, like I said, though, I love the characters. I love my team. Although Anna,
Yeah,
she
not
needs
doing
help.
it.
She needs help. She needs help. And I can't convert her to another class yet. I need something to do it, and I don't have it yet. So it's
Here's what I will say. So a lot of the old Fire Emblem games I feel like were pretty basic. Like Path of Radiance by itself was a very linear storyline. I don't think there were
yeah,
very many plot twists in Path of Radiance. Radiant Dawn though, that was a complicated story. You had two
yeah,
different sides that were both trying to achieve something. You're rooting for both of them, but they clash against each other. That's
yeah,
interesting. I liked
yeah.
that Radiant Dawn in that. And kind of the same thing with Three
Ugh.
Houses. I
Yeah,
love that.
nothing beats Radiant Dawn where like you get the first part and you're like, oh, it's Micaiah and Soth or Soth, whatever the fuck his name is, who was in the first game. And I was like, oh, he's grown up. He looks hot. I like that.
Yeah.
And they're doing the little rebellion thing. And then part two is with fucking Alencia, and I don't give a shit about it. But then part three, when Ike and the gang come back and they all older, different, like slightly different
Yes.
looks. And I was like, and then part four, everyone comes together
I
and they beat it
know.
great evil. I love that.
But in part
Also,
three, they have to fight each other. That they have
yeah.
to fight each other. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god.
Also, wasn't there like a plot twist where like they were like the group was like one of the groups in the one of the kingdoms or whatever worshipped Yuna, thinking it wasn't the god of destruction when in fact she was, or vice versa or something. I
They
want to re I want to play it.
they were worshiping the god of like order or something, but then she ended up being the final enemy at the end of the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I like that. I like that, and I want to play it again.
Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, Fire Emblem Engage. It's like an okay installment, I think, so far for me at least. Well, what's your like overall feel?
I like it. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having fun. I don't hate the experience. I just a lot of games that are like part of huge canons or huge franchises seem to be going the same way where they're getting more and more simple a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember durability for weapons?
Yes,
Remember
I do
tome
remember that.
durability? Like in this game, staves have durability, and I'm like, why? Doesn't even matter anymore. Who the fuck cares? A killer item is a high crit item, and it
Yeah,
used to have a low durability because it was very powerful because it would crit often.
yeah,
They're infinite. They're infinite.
yeah.
Girl, and the time travel mechanic, I want difficulty. I know I can increase the difficulty into maddening and be like hating myself, but I want some form of realism in the game as well, you
Oh, well, you
know?
should have played Hard Classic. I don't know what to tell you.
I want durability back. I don't want time travel.
All right.
Oh,
Side note, I also played Sonic Frontiers.
that was it.
I think within this time period that we haven't talked on the podcast.
Yeah.
Sonic Frontiers was a good game. It was. And
Mm,
I think I've talked to you about this before, but I'll mention it to the podcast. Sonic
mm.
Frontiers, I haven't played a Sonic installment since probably. Well, I played Sonic Generations, but that honestly I didn't even like that much.
Oh,
But the real last one that I liked, I would say, was probably Sonic Heroes on the GameCube. That was so long
yeah.
ago.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was quite a while.
obviously Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 and some of the previous 2D ones were all really good. But
Yeah.
this is like the first Sonic installment that I've actually liked in a while. And you know why I think that I liked it? Um,
Furry.
Um,
Okay, not furry.
I,
Why'd
I
you like it?
I will not say any comments to that. Um, I liked it because it told me more about the universe. It deepened the Sonic lore.
Mm.
And I feel like with a lot of recent Sonic games, they just didn't care about the characters, or like there was no character progression. Like it just featured the same characters over and over again, but there was no actual story with them or story character arcs with them. Um, Sonic Frontiers actually gave like all of its main characters story arcs, and I really loved that. And it deepened the lore about like the Chaos Emeralds and Chaos himself. You remember from Sonic Adventure 1?
Yes, yeah.
It deepened the lore there. It kind of told where Chaos came from and like where the Chaos Emeralds came from. I loved it.
Is this connected canonically to any other game?
Yes, it's connected to all of them. It is. It's in the future from every other game, but it's connected to all of them.
So I didn't know Sonic was all connected in that way.
Well, it's definitely connected to Adventure 1 and 2 at least because they mention Chaos.
Right.
And it's definitely connected to certain other games because they mentioned other bosses that they had faced in other games before. So it's
How about
definitely
Chow's?
connected. Well, Chows are in Adventure 1, so they
I know,
must
but did
be
you see
connected.
any of them?
No, they actually go into some other alien race in this one.
Uh,
But
I
are
want to
that
make
are
sure.
connected to Chaos.
Of course they are.
Anyway, I enjoyed it. I didn't like how it ended, but I enjoyed it.
Did he die?
No, it was just that like okay, are you ever going to play this game?
No.
Okay. So spoiler alert then. There's
Yeah, tell me.
five chapters in this game, and at the end of each chapter you play a supersonic to beat a final boss for each chapter, which is different because usually just the end of the game that you play a supersonic.
Mm.
You play a supersonic 5 times. And none of the bosses were very different. None of the supersonic bosses were very different. So the final boss that you play as supersonic was basically the same boss you fought 5 times already. That part I didn't really like.
Well, so he lived.
He lived. Yeah.
You think there'll be a sequel?
Probably. I mean, it was a good game. It was rated highly. The gameplay itself was really good. I just didn't like how it ended because I feel like it ended on a kind of short note, or it was a shallow note that it ended on.
Well, he is rather small.
Okay.
He is rather small. Great.
Let's move on. Should we talk about politics? Why does politics suck?
Well, we can if you want to.
Well, we're going to talk about it because this is a podcast in which we talk about politics sometimes.
So you want to talk about George Santos? You're saying you want to talk about George Santos.
We could talk about George Santos, yeah. What do you have
want
to
to talk
say?
about what? Well, what is there to say? What is there to say about this lying gay Republican who was up in drag in Brazil at one point, who lied about his mom dying in the Twin Towers on 9/11, and it doesn't even. It's George Santos isn't even his real name apparently. Like what? Yeah.
So my main question here is that this man obviously lied about everything about him, got himself elected to Congress. My main question is, how did the New York like Republican committee or like I don't know coalition, how did they not vet this guy? Like, how did they not background check this man? Like, I don't understand how this happened.
I think maybe like he had documents that just weren't maybe real, or maybe he just they might have just been like, oh, he's gay.
Gay?
Get it, man.
And Republican?
Wait, he is gay, right? He's gay.
I think we're under the assumption, yes, that he is,
I
but
think
he
he
was
is.
married to a woman. But they got
Name a
divorced.
woman.
Name a woman.
Oh, wait, maybe he's. I could have sworn he was gay. Anyway, maybe they're just so happy to have him if he is gay, and he was like, just come in, just come on in, you're fine. The water's fine.
It just seems so weird that nobody took a look at this guy's resume and was like, yeah, that seems odd, or like that's not right.
Yeah, but you know, it's the Republican Party we're talking about.
I mean, is it like I could just fake my whole resume? I could run as a Republican. I could just make up everything. I'll be like,
you could. Why don't you?
I'm a Christian pastor. I run a church.
So you're touching kids, probably.
Yeah. No.
No, not actually.
Anyway,
Not actually.
I own 15 AR-15s.
1515s. I love that.
I own 15 AR-15s. I have shut down, personally myself, I have shut down 3 drag shows. Like, I could just lie. Who would
Oh my
background check
God.
me on the Republican Party?
Well, I mean, well, now they might, because now they're up to George Santos's nonsense. Although I don't know, like, are people calling for his resignation? I know the Democrats are, but like, I don't know if the Republicans even give a
Some
shit.
some Republicans in the New York like Republican caucus have called for him to resign.
Fuck yes.
However, I do not think that anyone on the federal level, including our new House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, has not called for him to resign. And you want to know why Kevin McCarthy has not called for him to resign?
No balls.
No, because Kevin McCarthy has a 4-seat majority in the House, and if George Santos resigns, they will have to reelect somebody, and that district is pretty competitive. And given George Santos's background, it would probably go to a Democrat. So Kevin McCarthy would effectively lose a seat in the House if George Santos were to resign.
I love that though.
I love that.
I love that for him. I want them to happen. Let's
Well,
do that.
that's why Kevin McCarthy doesn't want him to resign, because he would be a reliable McCarthy vote. Speaking of McCarthy,
Yeah, what about him? He lost a lot.
speaking of the speaker, he did lose a lot. He had like 15 different elections to elect him as speaker, and he didn't get elected until the 15th one, which hasn't happened in 100 years. I don't know if I really care. I just thought it was funny.
I think it's definitely funny. I like when the machinery of politics is put out for the world to see,
Yeah.
and how ridiculous it can be sometimes. I think that's real neat.
Yeah.
So he lost a bunch. He was embarrassed. He was befuddled, bewildered, and beguiled.
I mean, I never thought that Kevin McCarthy wouldn't be speaker. I thought he would eventually get it. They just had to figure out how to call some people.
He just has to, he has to smooth them over. He's got to grease some wheels.
He had to whip some votes, and he was not very good at whipping votes. Nancy Pelosi was able to whip votes pretty easily, and he was not able to do so.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember this, but they tried to do the same thing to Nancy Pelosi. Some people tried to threaten and be like, we don't want Nancy Pelosi as speaker. It was like 6 or so Democrats that were like, we don't want Nancy Pelosi as speaker. She whipped the votes anyway, and she got elected, so...
Well, yeah, but I can understand why they wouldn't.
Same.
So, yeah, so, go good for them. Go off, sis. Go off, sis.
Go off, sis.
Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, God. When is she gonna die?
Wah! Well, she's not even in really...
She's
she's not
old.
really doing much anymore.
I know, but she's old. Just like all these people are old. When's Mitch McConnell gonna die? He's old.
Ugh, hopefully tomorrow.
He's
if I wake up
80
tomorrow,
something.
If I wake up tomorrow and Mitch McConnell is dead, I'm not even gonna go to volleyball tryouts. I'm gonna just go home and fucking jack off.
You know what I think is okay? Hello. You know what I think is hilarious though?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, and that Republicans now hate him. Like most conservatives and Republicans hate Mitch McConnell because he publicly denounced Trump.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing with what's her name,
Liz Cheney. Yeah.
Cheney. Yeah.
But McConnell's got another 4 years or something in the Senate, so it's not even going to matter.
Well, he doesn't have another 4 years, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. One thing I wanted to ask you about, though, while we're still on politics. Have you seen any of this dumb shit about the M&Ms and how they were too woke, and then they canceled them? How do you feel?
They had shoes on. They angered Tucker Carlson. And the only reason Tucker Carlson was angry is because he was getting aroused by them. He was like, we have to put a stop to this. We got to get these M&Ms out of here. I think it's, of course, the Republican conservative base is going to get upset. I think it was dumb of M&Ms.
Why?
You know why. You know why.
I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't know why. What about these M&Ms? They changed the one of them shoes, and one of them I think they made a little bit more androgynous. So like, what made Republicans so mad about these candy mascots?
Because they're representing a society that they no longer recognize.
But it's the society that exists.
Yeah, but they don't want it to. You know that. They don't want this. They don't want an M&M society where you can have non-binary and strong female M&Ms.
This is what I don't understand about like this whole don't say gay bill and all that stuff about like not teaching children about gay people, trans people, gay history, etc. Like this stuff exists. and there's no point in hiding it. Why would you hide our history from people?
Well,
Ron
because
DeSantis banned like an African American AP Studies class as well.
I'm not surprised.
But
I'm
like
not
this stuff
surprised.
happened. Like why are we taking this away? And I know the answer to this,
Well,
but
but like, what about the M&M company? Why did
what
they
about them?
concede? They conceded.
They did, and they canceled the M&M mascots entirely.
I don't understand it.
But these M&M mascots have been around for a long time.
Yes.
They've been in movie. I've seen them in the movie theater ads forever.
Yeah.
They've been around for like 10 years or something like that. Something crazy.
Oh, longer.
No.
Longer, sweetie.
So like, why now? Because they're suddenly becoming controversial, and these
I
dumb
wonder,
M&M
like,
mascots.
but like, why did the M&M company? Was it Mars? Does Mars own M&M?
Probably, yeah. Something like,
Hershey? I
yeah.
don't know. Nestle? I don't know. But I think it's stupid to concede to these people. You have like an inflamed small group of people upset about something, and you're gonna concede. That's not gonna. Uh, Objectively, I think the brand image is more hurt by the conceding and removal of the mascots than actually having them be representative of the ones, these new mascots, like having them out.
Oh, absolutely. And plus, because, as they say, all press is good press. I guess you could say. So it doesn't matter if there's backlash about the M&Ms. Like the fact that they're gaining attention, and drawing attention to their brand is enough to increase their sales. So I don't know why they would decommission these.
I don't know. I think the Republican had some deep hands in some deep M&M pockets and said, "You pull these motherfuckers, or I'm pulling out."
It's probably because the fucking CEOs or whatever of Mars or whatever company it is are conservatives and decided to pull the plug on this because they were like, I'm not doing this.
I don't get it. I think it's dumb, stupid, horrible, rotten, and terrible. And I hope for nothing but the worst for the M&M company. I hope they go out of business, and I hope they die.
Oh, well, let's talk. Unless you have anything else political you want to talk about. I was gonna say
Nope. George
what's new with the
Santos
gays.
is a horrible, rotten human being who is terrible, and he should be fired.
He should be, or resign, or whatever it is. They should be. There should be a call to what recall. There should be a recall election
Recall.
on him.
Recall. Nope.
Recall? Nope. No, Leslie. What's new with the gays
Leslie.
though? How's Drag Race?
Les, Leslie Norp. Oh, Drag Race. Drag Race. So many things to talk about.
Okay.
Everyone has to stop reporting Mistress's account. Okay?
Okay.
Mistress Isabel Brooks is a drag queen on Drag Race this season, and she's more of like
Oh,
a your phone.
my
She's just
phone.
yapping at
She's
you.
going off again. She's like, hello.
She's more of like an old school queen in that she believes in reading people and queens reading each other and
Yeah.
and being like sort of catty and not mean, like not mean for being mean, but mean for being funny.
Yeah.
And I think people rubbed a little bit the wrong way because she's also very honest. So recently on an episode, she told the other girl, Marsha, a New York queen, because Marsha was all like, I think my look was second or third place. And Mistress said, no, it wasn't. Your look was basic. It wasn't fashion. Your mama's dead. Your father's dead. All that. Not really that, but she
Your
went in on her.
mama's
She
dead.
why are your shoes raggedy? Why is your mama? Why is your mama
Why is
dead?
your
Dead
mama
as hell.
dead?
Dead as hell.
Love that audio. Love
She
it.
didn't say that, but she said, and then people started reporting her Instagram and got her taken off Instagram for something she
God.
said on a reality TV show. And it wasn't anything against Marsha. It wasn't saying like Marsha's an awful person. She just said, Marsha, this one outfit you have on right now is not that good in my opinion. And then Marsha went on Instagram and was like, listen, guys, you have to stop. I don't know if it's my fans or if it's anyone else, but all of you people who are just hiding behind an anonymous profile have to stop reporting Mistress. This was something that happened for them last year because they recorded it. They filmed it last year. She's like, there's no beef between us. We're all hanging out. We're all chilling. We're all vibing. She said something on a reality TV show. We're drag queens. Like, let it
Oh my
go.
God. All reality TV is fake. Like,
Oh, it's so heavily edited, Mama. It's so chopped up. The
I
edit you
highly
get is
doubt.
not what
I
happened.
highly doubt if these queens are fighting like on air. I highly doubt they're actually fighting in real life.
I mean, like, there's been occasions where, like, afterwards, queens will be like, yeah, I don't talk to her anymore. but like it's so rare that it's ever like, especially in current seasons, like the old seasons there was actual drama. In current seasons it's so rare to get drama that persists after the season ends. Like, yeah, you're putting these people in a reality show pressure cooker, of course they're going to get mad at each other,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
over. And now let's move on to the rest of the queens this season. Now that the episodes are in an hour block, so they're like 40 something minutes, too short.
Oh,
Too
were they
short.
previously longer?
They were a half hour and a half episodes. So it was like not 90 total
Oh,
minutes. It was like, 50 something, or, like 60 something, 70 something minutes, whatever.
yeah.
It was longer. And there's so many queens. We barely know them. And they're going home, thankfully, one after another, because it's an elimination based television series. But some of these girls, I still can't remember their names.
Oh, oh.
You get to see all of 5 seconds of a runway, 5 seconds of like a talent, 5 seconds of their performance, and then it's over. And you know
Mhm.
what? The lip sync songs have not been giving. And not to mention, right afterwards is that nasty Real Friends of WeHo show.
This is
The
another thing I
real
was going to ask about actually, because
the
again,
real faggots of California.
yeah, I was going to ask about this because
Cute.
again, I don't know much about like this pop culture, gay pop culture especially. Why does everyone hate this man, Todrick Hall, and
Oh,
why?
Todrick Hall!
Yeah, that's the guy, right? That's his name.
Yeah, that is the guy. That is the guy.
Why does everyone
Okay.
hate him? Why does everyone not like this show? Because I don't know anything
All right.
about
Let
it.
me open up the notes app. Let's formalize the apology. No. Okay, so the show itself, I don't think people like because it's no one asked for it. No one asked for it.
Okay.
Also, it's mostly, I would say, either a white cis or gay representation. There's not really much, and there are black people of color, I should say, but they're all, I think, cisgendered. Most of them are gay. I think there's one potentially bisexual person, but
Mm,
it's giving this sort of, you know, not very diverse cast in terms of queerness, in my opinion.
right.
Um, the the show is sort of purporting, it's sort of, expressing that this is like a very good representation of queer life in WeHo in California, which may be true. I don't fucking know, but it's not obviously representative of like queer life in general, which maybe some people have a issue with. Maybe, I don't know.
Hmm.
But two things happened. One of which, someone who had been on the show for like an episode and was supposed to have a recurring role said, "Oh, some of the cast members didn't want to record with me or film with me because I have an OnlyFans." So there was some
Oh.
bias or disregard for this person because they have some sort of sex work on the side,
Oh
presumably.
my God. Here we
And I
go.
was like, well,
Okay.
that's stupid if that's true, because I love OnlyFans and I love sex workers and I love porn. So I would love to hang out with him.
I would hang out
And
with him. Hell
then
yeah.
I'll hang in him. He can hang in me,
Oh,
chill in my lobby.
just chill. Just
And then
relax.
there's the top. Yeah, just relax. Just relax. Then there's the Todrick Hall thing. So Todrick Hall, people who don't know, is a singer, performer, dancer, whatever. He does a lot of music. He does music videos, whatever. And a while back, there were allegations from his dancers that they were never paid, or they had to kind of harass him to get paid.
Oh.
Uh,
It's
he then
giving
went on.
Ellen.
Oh, like this person the queer community think is like really cute and fun and happy and lovely. In reality, they're kind of insidious. Maybe.
Mm,
So
mm.
then Todrick Hall went on this whole, he wrote a letter campaign. He had 8 like slides of handwritten notes, which the first 2 were in script and the last 6 were in print, and I don't know why.
Maybe he just got
So,
tired.
girl, I'm tired. We're all tired.
We're all tired.
So he's basically writing about how, he's upset to see the queer community be so against this show. He's so upset that people still think this whole dancer thing is real. He's like, oh, the dancers knew going on set whether or not they were going to get paid or not for what they were planning on doing. Um, yada, yada, yada. And then by the end of the letter, he said, oh, basically, the end of the letter was basically an apology to everyone. He's like, oh, I'm sorry if I've ever been X, Y, and Z. So it's sort of like him admitting to guilt, even though earlier in the letter he said he had done nothing wrong. So I think people are just kind
Interesting.
of tired with sort of his wishy-washy behavior, his bad PR, he has a sort of negative self-image right now that I don't think people are really vibing with. So the show is just not, I haven't seen it. I don't think I'm gonna watch it, but
I mean, I don't know if we want to give PR to this show, but we could always do an underqueer review on it. But
well, because I want
don't
to see the
know.
context. I've heard that a lot of the show is that each of the guys has some sort of business, and they just try to kind of panhandle it to the viewer, because that's what reality shows like this are about. It's about like Real Housewives. It's about these women, not all of them, but a lot of them having businesses and using this as a vehicle for their business. Wine companies, salad dressing companies, liquor, books, self-help, fitness. So I think a lot of them just have a brand that they want to sell, and they're using the TV show to sell it, which is great for them. But I don't think it's. I think the vehicle itself has some loose wheels, some rust, needs an oil change.
Anything else going on with the gays that we should talk about?
Well, Joe Locke is filming for the new Marvel TV show.
Yes, I heard, and it's a gay character, right?
Yeah, if he's indeed playing her son Wiccan, then he is gay, 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 gay.
Oh, okay.
Gay, 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 gay. Yeah, lots of fellatio. Yeah.
Because that character is gay in whatever the comics or whatever.
Yeah,
it
I
was,
mean
right?
he's gay. I think he's gay, but he could just be queer. But he is, for a lot of times, in a man-to-man relationship.
I love. I live.
I love. He's with Hulkling. Hulkling's that big green dude.
Who?
Hulkling he's not really a Hulk, by the way. He's like a Kree hybrid, I think.
Interesting.
But he looks like a little mini Hulk. You know, he's green, he's muscular, whatever. And Wiccan's a tiny little twink. He probably gets fucking ripped open every night.
Jesus.
And he's got to use chaos magic to repair his bussy.
Oh, Joe Locke using chaos magic? I can't wait.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I hope his brother is in the show, because they're twins, obviously. They're Wiccan and
Does Joe Locke has a brother, or are you talking about?
No, the character has a brother.
Oh, okay. Understand.
What the hell's the character's name? Wiccan and
Yeah, there's two of them.
Speedy? Something.
Hello?
I don't fucking know. Yeah, so I'm happy for them. I saw some pre-release photos from the set. I thought those were cute. Anything gay going on?
Besides Drag Race, obviously.
Yeah, besides drag. Well, that's all. I have to. Oh, Drag Race, really quick. The people I really like. I mean, I really like Mistress's personality, and some of her looks are really good. They're more like pageanty, which I like. Marsha's drag is like sort of one note, but she does have like a good aesthetic. Aura Mayari is hot. Aura Mayari is so hot. She's so hot. Her drag maybe isn't my favorite, but she's so hot. She's so hot.
I live.
So hot.
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, if there's nothing else new with the gays, but before we go into Frigid or Spicy, which I have some hot takes that we can rate.
Great.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I just missed this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed it so much.
Well, we're not done, so get ready for Frigid or Spicy. 1 second, let me.
Well, I had Taco Bell before, so I know spicy.
And they remembered you coming in.
Shut up. Shut up. Welcome back, Patrick.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I was like, welcome back. You don't know me.
But they do.
It wasn't that good though. I got a new order and it wasn't that good.
Oh. Okay. Do they still have the fries, the Taco Bell fries or whatever?
Nope.
Okay, well. Anyway, Frigid or Spicy, this is Frigid or Spicy, where we the gays rate Twitter hot takes on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being frigid and 5 being spicy. This hot take is from Nicole JG. Hot take, why are we normalizing weddings that cost literally a year's worth of salary?
Why do we continue to normalize it? Well,
or why do weddings cost so much?
Well, because people want big weddings.
Well, yes, but also I've heard rumors, right?
Tell me.
Well, maybe not rumors, but if you go to a venue and you're like, I want to have a wedding, they will chalk up the price like by 2 times. But if you just go to this venue and say, I want to have an event, I want to celebrate a birthday or something, then the prices for the same exact venue will be so much cheaper. So why is the wedding, why is the name of wedding, why is there such a high price tag on it?
Well, I think it's because those venues know they can get away with it because they've been doing it so long now.
That's true.
But like, weddings, marriage, do we need it? Do we?
Okay, so are you asking if the celebration of the wedding is what we need, or just marriage in general is what we need.
Both.
Okay.
Both. Because like so like marriage is both a religious idea and a government idea, you know?
Yeah.
Like you could get married in a church and not be married to the government's eyes, and you can get married to the government's eyes but not to the church, that kind of thing. Or you do both, whatever.
Yeah.
So are either necessary?
Um. Uh,
I don't think so.
well, from a legal standpoint, there are benefits to being married.
There are also
But
drawbacks.
I guess so. It depends on however you do your taxes. I don't know.
How you look at it, yeah.
I honestly haven't looked into the pros and cons of marriage from a legal sense.
So many people get divorced though.
I do not care so much about the religious sense, obviously. I'm not religious myself. I don't care. Some people are religious, and that's fine. You can get married from a religious sense. That's fine. I don't really care. But marriage from, like, a ceremonial perspective, from, like, a tradition kind of perspective, I get it. I get why people want to do it. They want to pledge their love for one another for eternity. There was just a weird noise that just happened. I don't know where that came from.
I heard that. Yeah, I did. I heard that shit.
And now I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, the tradition of marriage. I get it. I get why people want to do it, but also, I don't know if we as humans need it from a traditional perspective, because I keep thinking of, like, back in the day. You go back to the Stone Ages, the fucking cavemen, right? You go back to these times, there was no marriage. You would fuck everyone in that goddamn tribe or village or wherever you were. And then
I don't know if you do that, but maybe.
Well,
maybe you would. I don't think we have reliable data for that.
No, I think there is some evidence to suggest that people, like, yes, some people would stay with one partner, but there is also evidence to suggest that people would sleep with multiple partners.
Well, polygamy, polyamory, you know, polysexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there are ways to have a wedding, celebrate your love that don't cost that much money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go to the middle of the park. Go to the middle of the park, have a big picnic with all these people. It's free land, free space. You don't need chairs, just everyone lay out on a blanket. Everyone brings a little picnic basket. That's all the food you need. A little bit of champagne. And then the bride and groom, the groom and groom, the bride and bride, all 7 women or men or all the billion of people who are getting married that day just stand up. They say their vows to each other, they kiss, and that's it. And then you just hang out at the park and you go to the bars and you get lit in Hell's Kitchen.
I live. Is that what you're gonna do?
No, I don't like the idea of marriage.
Okay.
So I don't like, in a religious sense, obviously, or in a government sense. So I don't think I ever will get married.
Stunning. Getting deep here.
What was the take? The take was that they cost too much money, right?
Or why are we normalizing weddings that costs a year's worth of salary? Like, spending the amount of money that you make in a year, spending that on a one day, or I guess it could be multiple day, but like a 1-day event to celebrate a marriage, is it worth it? No way. There's no reason weddings should be that expensive.
I've been to a few weddings, and every time I go, there's straight people weddings. Every time I go, it's like, first of all, I find them gaudy. I find the layouts usually a little bit, like, not cute. Like the designs for things, the churches, the outfits, they're not cute. It's not cute for me. It's not giving. And I would rather just kind of hang out and vibe. Here we go. I would rather be like, I'm going to invite a few friends to my place. We're all going to drop some acid and hang out in my bedroom for a while, and we're just going to watch TV.
Oh, I love that for you. I love that.
I love that. So I think this is a hot take because, yeah, we shouldn't be normalizing.
Yeah. So how would you rate it? 1 to 5?
Well, 5, because I don't like the idea of marriage. I don't like the idea of spending too much money, and it is expensive.
I agree. I'm going to say 5. However, I probably will get married at some point.
Well, I better be invited.
I don't want anyone watching me, like, the whole vows thing, like the whole wedding ceremony thing. I don't know about that. Oh God. However, the party, I'm gonna have a big party. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be huge.
A party sounds like fun.
Yeah.
A party does sound fun. Yeah.
But the ceremony itself, I don't know. We'll see about that.
You don't want to tell the whole room of people how much you love your boyfriend's cock.
No, it's none of their business. My cock is what?
Do you take? It's like Matt. Do you take your boyfriend's cock to be your love and
Do you take your boyfriend's cock? Yes, I do.
You're like, yes, I do. I do.
I
They
do.
kiss.
Stop it.
They kiss. Great. Okay,
All right.
so what's the next one?
Here's the next hot take. This is from Twitter user SKOW. OW standing for Overwatch. So we're about to get an Overwatch hot take. You ready?
Oh my god, is it? Oh my god, I'm excited.
All right. My hot take for today is that ranked would be great, but it's ruined by the people that play it, many pro players including. Good night. So I think
So
the take is that ranked, the experience itself would be fine if not for the toxic players. Do you agree?
Well, they didn't say toxic. They just said the players that play it, including professional players.
Yes.
I think this is. I don't think this is hot. I think that no matter what, asking a game to not have a toxic community, especially if it's a competitive game, is naive now because there's no way we can get around it. I'm sorry. I'd love to live in a utopia too. I'd love to hold hands by a fire and sing Kumbaya, honey, but that's not how this works. I think there are problems with ranked, but that has to do with the actual ranking system.
Yeah, so my thought about this was that the current state of Overwatch ranked is that, or what it seems to be, is you get into a game, and one team steamrolls the other team. There's like really no competition. It's either you lose terribly or you win graciously. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not fun to play ranked like that because there's no actual skill in trying to win because you're either matched up against people so much worse than you or you're so much better than you. I think that's the problem with ranked, not like who the people are that are playing it.
Yeah, I was also reading something like I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was about how the groups are made in ranked where like, if there's a higher person on your team, the other the other team will also have one high person that matches that person's ranking basically to try to make it fair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so yeah, if you're grouped, sometimes your rank, your MMR, your SR, whatever could be a little spread out, but I think it should be more about kind of I don't know, just finding people within the rank itself that are the same, around the same SR, and not having these sort of fluctuations where one person in your team could be absolute garbage, one person could be absolute god tier, and the other team will represent that as well. I don't think that's how you balance it, in my opinion, but I'm not a game designer, not a game developer. I know nothing about anything about nothing. I think this take is bad just because it's so... This take is bad because it's underdeveloped. It's like they cooked chicken... thought it was good, they cut into it, it's still pink in the middle. Throw it back in the oven and get that shit white.
Oh, and then, oh my god, the worst thing about baked chicken is you'll throw it in again for another 5 minutes and it will still come out pink. It takes so long to bake chicken.
Oh, I know. You know what I found out? I just crank up the oven.
Oh yeah, that's probably the way to go about it. I mean,
chicken breast at 425 for a half hour. Skiing. So yeah, I think I'll give this like I'll give it like a 2. It's chilly. It's not that great.
I mean, the people that play it do help with the experience. If you get a good team and they're all talking to each other and they're helpful, then yeah, of course your experience is going to be better. And if you're with people that are yelling at you, then of course your experience is going to be worse. I'm going to give it like a 3.
Yeah, but like I could have the best communication possible, but if the ranking system hasn't put us against a team that is equal or close to our level, it doesn't matter how much we talk. We could be talking about the game, we could be talking about the news, we could talk about fjords. Wouldn't matter.
Talk about getting dick down.
I will. I talk about that. You don't tease me. I'll talk about that.
Oh, and also around this topic, I had been hearing some other takes about how ranked is, how like people are getting matched up in ranked and things like that. Apparently, it really doesn't matter what your comp is. It really only matters how your tank player is. Because the current game revolves so much around the tank that if the other team's tank is better than your tank, then that's just it. Like, it doesn't matter how good your DPS are. It doesn't matter how good your healers are. If the other team's tank is better than you, that determines the game, basically. That's what I've heard, though. and that's also a
Didn't you
problem.
say? Didn't you say there was some like stats where like if you win the first team fight, you have like an exponentially higher chance of winning the actual game, depending on the map type?
Yeah, the stat is for it's actually the other way around. If you lose the first team fight, then you have a higher chance of winning because if your tank swaps to counter the enemy tank right after the first team fight, you don't lose any ult charge for swapping so
Right.
early in the game. You'll still have around like 30%, whatever. So you're not forfeiting ult charge. But you are switching to counter the team's tank. Therefore,
Mm.
you have a higher chance of winning.
Interesting. See, that's not a rank issue. That's more of just interesting like how people play.
Yeah, it's because it's a rock paper scissors game with tanks sometimes too. So
Oh yeah.
if you choose the correct tank against your enemy's tank, then they're like, well, fuck, what am I gonna do now? I have to switch tanks in order to play
That's
against your
why
tank. Like I don't know.
that's why I love playing Orisa because she more often than not is fine as long as the player is competent to play her.
That is true, and I think they nerfed her, but
They did nerf her a little bit. They did, and you know what? She probably deserved it because she's a bit
she
much.
was a bit much, a little bit. But uh, we're still just playing. We're still out here playing quick play. And you know what? If you want to watch us play Overwatch, we sometimes stream it on our stream on Twitch.
Oh, work.
What do the gamers think? What GAYMERS? What do the gamers think? I definitely
What
did not
gamers?
say.
What
What
gamers do
gamers
think?
do think?
What gamers do think? I don't know. What do they think?
Our alt Twitch account. What gamers do think?
Yeah, that's where I put all of my my hot takes.
Oh, what gamers do think? All of our game hot takes.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that is the last of the hot takes. I do have a Wouldya, Couldya, Shouldya. Do you want to do that as well?
Sure. Hit me. Hit
All
me.
right, all right. And you know what, Pat? You know what? I
And you know what?
what was that?
Okay,
Okay,
James.
James. No, we've been going for quite a while now, and I haven't said anything about how long we're going. Are you proud of me?
I know. I'm so proud of you.
All right, Wouldya, Couldya, Shouldya. Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, great.
Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom
Oh
Holland, the
God.
three Spider-Men.
I would I would oh well, sorry, Toby. I'd kill Toby. I'd marry Andrew Garfield and I'd fuck Tom Holland.
Oh, mine is probably similar. I think I'd
Yeah.
kill Tobey Maguire as well.
Sorry, Toby.
I think I would probably marry Tom Holland and fuck Andrew Garfield.
No,
Other
it's
way
because Tom
around.
Holland and Zendaya are together and they're such a cute couple. I would never want to break them up.
I would break them up.
Oh, I'm gonna be a homewrecker.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
care
be the other
about I don't
woman.
care about Zendaya. I'm gonna be the homewrecker. It's fine. Or all
Uh,
three of us could be married. It could be a polyamorous marriage.
I love that for you. Polygamy. I love that. I think. Let me think. Can I come up with one really quick?
Go
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
I got one. I got one.
If it's gonna be a drag race one, I'm gonna have to look up the queens.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Oh, although I could do that. Oh my God, I'm gonna do that. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to look them
Okay.
up as you go along. All right. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Fuck, marry, kill. Oh, even though you don't know these people.
Exactly. That's what I said. To look them up.
Okay. So first is Marsha.
Okay. How do you spell Martia? Marsha.
No, CIA.
CIA. Marsha. All right. What does she look like? Images. Oh,
It's the
she's
one that.
lovely.
Yeah, it's Marsha. Now, Aura Mayari, which is Aura
Or yeah.
Mayari
Oh,
Mayari.
Mayari. All right. Let's see what she look like.
Yes.
Oh, stunning.
Stunning.
Okay.
And who's the other queen? What the fuck's her name?
You tell me.
I'm trying to think of her. Listen, they were going so fast, I don't know. Lucy LaDuca.
Lucy.
I don't. I think it's Lucy, as in Loosey, like loose.
Lucy like Lucy Goosey.
LaDuca is Laduca.
Okay, here. Oh, Lucy LaDuca. Okay, got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill these people you know nothing about.
Yeah, so I have no personality to base this off of. I only know based on the looks now. I think I'm gonna kill Marsha. Again, I don't know anything about these queens. I don't know their personality. I'm just going
Work.
straight off of
Work.
looks.
You kill her.
I
Yes.
think I'm going to marry Lucy LaDuca. And what was the other one?
Aura Mayari.
I'm gonna fuck
Aura.
Aura Mayori.
Great. That's so good.
What would you do?
You know what? I don't know because honestly, I don't know because I actually really like Lucy a lot, but I like all of them a lot. That's the problem. Lucy, the drag that Lucy does is one of my favorite types in that it's like, it might be now considered older drag, even though it really isn't. It's because she pads herself. Like she has the breastplate on, she has the hip pads, she creates that stereotypical feminine illusion, that heightened feminine illusion that drag sometimes does.
Right.
Whereas sometimes the younger queens or newer queens don't really pad that much. They're giving more like almost androgynous body, thin body, or just sort of like, fashion with the garment, but not the body. So Lucy gives good body. So I might be this. It might be the same thing.
Really? Yeah.
I don't want to kill Marsha though, because I like her. Can I?
Well, you have to. You're the one who made the prompt.
Can I have sex with all three of them?
Okay, you could, I guess, kill and no, you'd fuck and then kill.
Yeah.
Marsha.
Well, I'm gonna have sex with all of them, and then I'm gonna have to, I guess, kill Marsha.
I like how knowing nothing about them, we ended up with the same answer somehow.
I really like Lucy though. I really do. I mean, I like Marsha too, but Lucy's drag gives it to me.
Wait, are you marrying Lucy? I think I married Lucy, right?
I think I'm gonna marry Lucy. I'm gonna fuck Aura, and I'm gonna do something with Marsha's body. I don't know.
You're gonna kill her and then fuck her body.
Anyway, I love all the queens so far. Not all of them. I like a lot of them. I love some of them, and a few of them I don't know very well, just because the show didn't give us enough time with them. So like, I don't know Irene Dubois because she was out the first episode. I know nothing about her. It's so sad.
Well, goodbye. What about George Santos? How do you think?
His drag was wild.
Oh, did you think it was good drag, or was it just like?
It was fine. I mean, I'm not a drag queen. I can't objectively say, but it wasn't like fantastic for me. It was more pretty simple.
All right.
But effective. He looked like a woman.
Well, interesting that he hates drag queens in general, like Republicans do. Regardless, thank you everybody for listening or watching this episode of the What the Gays Thing podcast. We have another podcast. It's called Under Queer Review that we just launched. It has 3 episodes currently out. We reviewed Bros, Yuri on Ice, and what was the first one that we reviewed?
Sandman,
the Sandman, yes. We reviewed.
You want to tease? You want to give a little hint what the next one is?
Oh, I can give a little tease. It's about lesbians, and they're playing baseball.
That gives away the whole thing. That's not tease, honey.
Well, for people who have seen the show, yes. But for people who don't know the show, you're going to have to go look it up, I guess.
Lesbian baseball. You're going to get some fun videos.
Lesbian baseball. Lots of
local
porn, probably.
Leslie.
But yeah, that's going to be our next one. That the Under Queer Review releases monthly, and we review the latest and greatest in queer media. So that's fun.
Not the greatest sometimes.
The latest and greatest or worstest.
Or mediocre.
Or mediocre.
Or okay.
We decide if it passes the queer review, all right?
Did all 3 pass? Did we decide that yet?
I don't think we I think they all did.
I think they all did. They all did.
Yeah, they all passed the ones that we did so far have passed the queer review, but maybe there's going to be one where it doesn't. Anyway, go check that out wherever you download podcasts under Queer Review. We have a Twitter. Go ahead and follow us at WDTGT Podcast. The name right now is Pride Empire, but the handle is at WDTGT Podcast.
I wish we could change that.
I wish too. Maybe we'll figure it out. I don't know how it works.
Ah, shit.
I've already mentioned our Twitch, but we have a Twitch at What Do the Gamers Think? GAYMERS. We are currently streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I think that's it. We have a Discord. You can go ahead and click the link in the description in order to join our Discord server. We sometimes have fun chats outside of everything that we're doing. So go ahead and join that. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for listening. And I am Mac Lubeck.
And I am not tipping George Santos in drag at the club.
You're not tipping him? None at all?
No, I would look at him and go, you get someone else, girl. Put the alternate up there. Put the alternate girl. Get me a local queen.
Slay. All right, well, goodbye.
Goodbye.